Hey guys, welcome to week 8. We are beginning our work, we're continuing our work to evaluate sources, and this week we're going to be practicing citing sources to avoid plagiarism. Even though these things seem like they might be different, they are closely related in that to be a good scholar and a good reporter, and that's what you will be in this unit, you need to find good stuff, good information that you can trust, that your readers can also trust, but the reader needs to know that they can trust you, that you are ethical, and that you're going to use the material that you find ethically and fairly, not to overly persuade or mislead, and that you're going to cite your sources fairly so that credit goes to where it belongs, right? You didn't make up stuff, you're being truthful and honest, and your credentials, your accuracy is beyond dispute. So those two things go hand in hand. We're going to continue craft testing, and we're going to get better and better at determining what are good sources of information. How do we know the difference between misleading stuff and the good stuff? So you're going to read and review resources on citation. I know that's not the sexiest thing in the universe, but it is important material. So you're going to practice citing, which are skills you're going to need as we go into our research, our reporting unit coming up. You're going to read and review our resources, and you're going to test your skills on spotting fake news and share your reflections in this week's Blackboard discussion. Now, what's cool about this is we're going to play a game called Factitious, which asks you to evaluate and guess whether or not sources are actually factual. So that's kind of fun. You're going to complete a journal assignment for practicing with avoiding plagiarism. You've got a grammar quiz. And if you are scheduled to do the presentation for coordination and subordination, this is your week. There you go. Here's some readings and resources. As you know, tips for avoiding plagiarism. Please read that. There's a PowerPoint that I really want you to watch. This is an important chapter for understanding audience because right now we're moving from writing about self and for self to writing about research for an audience. We're shifting gears. We're thinking about what we can offer others. So it's important to be aware of our audiences and choices that we make. Tiffany is going to be talking to us this week. If you can, come to our office hours on Tuesday. She's got a little tutorial here about evaluating popular sources versus scholarly sources, but we'll be talking more about that. Here's a chapter on MLA. Please check that out. It explains why MLA exists, why citation exists, which is important, and more stuff. So please check out all that good stuff. Here's where it's going to get fun, because I think it's fun. More stuff about evaluating sources. And we are in a world right now where we have more media at our fingertips than we've ever had before, and it's all in competition. Every source wants you to click on it. So it's going to try to grab your attention. So what is ethical? What is misleading? What is making you go, ah, and what is making you go, oh, right? What's going on? Why is it working to pull you in? So we have to be aware of our own biases, our own interests, our own confirmation bias, which is where we think we know the answer to something and then we don't hear other alternatives or other views. So please check out this video, super helpful. Please check out all of these things. I'm going to show you the media bias chart, which is kind of cool, in just a second. And watch this video too about ways to spot fake news, because one of your assignments this week is to test your skills at evaluating true news from fake news. Okay, but not all news is fake. Some news is just kind of tailored to either support our existing belief systems or to manipulate us into having belief systems. So I'm going to show you the media bias chart, which has been created by a group of scholars and journalists to kind of evaluate how the types of news outlets we often turn to. This chart looks like a big old mashup, which it kind of is, but you'll see that the access points are this. Top at the very top, we have fair and accurate original reporting, which is straight facts, old-fashioned journalism, no bias, no spin. And that's in that, no, we don't want to get, just go away. That's in this box up here. And so you can see there's a big old mashup. And then as we move further down, we see that we get complex analysis, a mix of fact, reporting, and analysis. Analysis is where the scholar or journalist or whomever is helping us dive into the facts to see what they actually mean. So if it's complex analysis, there's some actual thinking going on, some wrestling with the material. As we move further down the chart, we see analysis or high variation of reliability. So then we get into more opinion, still based on fact, but more opinion. As we move further down, it's more and more opinion based, more simplified, less complex. Now we get into propaganda, which is absolutely misleading, and then liar, pants on fire stuff. And you can see that there's not that much down here in the liar, pants on fire stuff, but it exists. So over here, we see a different axis. Over here, this is politically left-leaning. So this is left-leaning to the extreme. And this is politically right-leaning to the extreme. And right in the middle is low to minimal political bias, which suggests that if we want to have sources that are going to be unbiased, we're going to shoot for right in the middle. And if you want sources that rely on fact reporting, we want to go more up here. Now, as you can see, there's a big old pile up here. And as we go over here, we see more left-leaning, but with analysis. We go over here, we see more right-leaning with analysis. And as we go further down, we see less and less analysis, more and more extreme politicization and wackiness, okay? So that just gives you a notion of, if you stumble upon a source and you say, well, that's interesting, how reliable is it? Now, something you should know about sources like Fox News and some others that I don't know as much about, some of them have good factual reporting, okay, that they actually have a news division, but they also have an entertainment division. The entertainment division is full of pundits who are the talking heads who have very strong opinions and they get us worked up. If we go for the news division, we're fine. If we go for the entertainment division, we might be getting into wacky territory. So we need to be cognizant of those things. This is also true on both sides of the extreme, right? The more like WonkNet, that tells you something that's pretty wonky. So these have, for example, right there, it says negative bias of 26.66, which means it's super biased, right? Reliability, it's at 1801. So that's kind of iffy. Up here, we have bias is very minimal and reliability is much closer to what we want in the middle zone. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a bias of over 10, I think you're going to get into trouble, right? So you can think about this. So let's go back over here. Factitious is a game you're going to be playing. And you can click on this. Sorry, the links are not direct. So they're different. You can go easy, medium, or hard. And we can even go to the Factitious Pandemic Edition. And we can click on here. Let's try that. Start a new game. Swipe right if you think the article is real. Swipe left if you think it is false. Round 1. I'm just going to read the headline. New Jersey woman who gave a fake name and disappeared after testing positive for coronavirus is found. And we can read through it if you like. Show the source. New York Daily News. I don't know. You think it's real? I don't know. Let's just say it is. It was. How about that? So you would do more sleuthing than I just did. You'd be using kind of crap evaluation to kind of figure that out. Oh, a tip. If you see language that is really dramatic, it's going to be biased. So-and-so destroyed so-and-so. It's outrageous. It's unbelievable. If you see that kind of language, it already you know there's bias. Just letting you know. If it's very straightforward language, probably it's less biased. Just letting you know. Okay, so you're going to play with all this good stuff. You've got your journal for the citations, you've got a comma quiz, and you have your support assignment, which is you apply the crap test to one of your sources. So I'm modeling this in a separate video for you. So you're going to see me taking apart an article about how the Greeks um, determined bias or truth. And I didn't finish the whole thing for you in the video, but I'll show you my annotations as an attachment. So I hope all this is useful to you. If you have questions for me, please holler and come to office hours tomorrow. I've opened them to both my sections, so you can come to the 9 o'clock or the noon. 9 o'clock or noon tomorrow. Either one is fine. You might meet people from a different section of 1110p, but we're going to be learning the same kind of thing. And Tiffany's happy to give you help. So holler if I can answer any questions. Thanks, y'all.